Hello, class of cannabis. It's been a glorious year. I want someone in here to stand to their feet and tell me their best way to smoke. Who will it be? You right here. What's your name, girl?
Not him. It don't really matter when we all agree. What's your best way to smoke? Cause I'm rolling it up. Smoke like I ain't had enough.
This the Best Way to Smoke podcast, and you smoking with Big J.
And Serpo Jr. We about to fire up real quick, you know what I'm saying? And while we firing up, give us a quick thumbs up, like the video, share, tell a friend. Let them know it's the best way to smizzle.
Today we talking about, we got three topics. First topic we talking about is Chuck Schumer and his stance. He's a Senate leader, and we're going to talk about his stance on marijuana. So Schumer, home state of New York, legalized a few weeks ago. Schumer wants and needs the support of Biden, but spoke aggressively of moving forward with or without Biden's support. If the bill is passed in the Senate, he would still need Biden, they would still need Biden's signature to make it official. As we know, a lot of people have been wrongly affected in the inner city from the war on drugs, which led to mass incarceration and a lot of people, families being broken up and things like that. So Schumer has been like ahead of he's been ahead of the push for the legalization of marijuana on a federal level. And a lot of the things he say is like, because it'll decriminalize it and it'll let people, get their lives back. He talks a lot about, people that's been affected as far as, incarcerated for having a little bit of weed in their pocket, because a lot of different states regulated it differently. Even now with it being legalized in different states, it's still different rules in different states on the amounts that you can have and different things that you can have. But like, it's been a real, if I know we've been paying attention the past few weeks though, but if you guys been paying attention, it's been a lot of things going on, within the cannabis industry as far as the legalization and stuff like that. It's different states. I think New Mexico hit. We know New York hit. Virginia about to hit. I think Tennessee gonna hit. So it's a lot of different states that's on board and moving forward with the legalization. One thing, this is something we're gonna talk about on another show, is some states are trying to regulate the amount of THC that's in the weed and stuff like that though. But that's like a big thing because we want that potent shit though. You know what I mean? But
we want that lean back.
Yeah, we want that lean back, man. But I think with as aggressive as Chuck Schumer is being, we're trying to push it along. He's supposed to have a meeting schedule coming up with Biden, but as aggressive as he is being, I think it's a beautiful thing because it's gonna put a lot of the pressure on Biden, and his 100 days is just about up too. So it's like you can't renege on a lot of the things that you said you was gonna do and think that you're gonna get reelected, because that it's gonna come around fast, and people gonna be talking about
looking like what's up.
Right, the things that you didn't do. And one of the biggest things that you said that he was pro, for is the legalization of marijuana on a federal level, and to drop it from a Schedule 1 drug to where, right now it's like
it shouldn't even be a drug.
Right. It's on the level of heroin and shit like that. You know what I mean? So to be able to just right, it's right, and it don't make no sense.
How you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? When you have overdoses of heroin, you know what I'm saying, you have certain addictions to like like crack and other stuff as such. You know what I'm saying? With marijuana, you know what I'm saying, it's like all the symptoms have been the same. You know what I'm saying? Hungry, sleepy, happy.
Hungry, sleepy, happy, man. And creative. A lot of people smoke weed and get creative. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's it's crazy to that the way that how long this is taking. You know what I mean? And it's like Prop 64 was something that came into play back in
Look, before you go ahead,
2018.
before you go from right there, do you think, you know what I'm saying, because you just said it's like the time on it is pretty much taking too long. You know what I'm saying? When it's like you have so many people that's pro the legalization of marijuana. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? So now you have not just, you know, because they have like an elite class, the mid class, the low class, so on and so on.
right,
Then you have like the minorities,
right,
which they say is us. We
right.
catching wind to this. You know what I'm saying? We getting the knowledge of certain things. So do you
Mhm.
think they're just trying to slow it out to weed us out because we gain the knowledge of it, and then that's like a way of economical growth for the minorities. And if we can get inside of that right there, we can then start generational wealth coming down. Do you
Right.
think that they see this? And what I mean by they is the ones that's able to legalize this. So do you
Right.
think that like they trying to use like slow it down because it may be an advancement for others?
Um, yep. In a way, yeah. You know, because when it became, because you like just in LA, just in LA, period, LA, Compton, Long Beach, and stuff like that. You know how it's still them underground dispensaries that's out there and stuff like
Yeah,
that though.
yeah.
But you know, once it got officially like legal in California, you could carry an ounce, you could wooty wop and this and that. It started costing more money. You know, it started costing a lot more money to get in. They got, you know, these rules, this, you know, this paperwork you got to get. You got to pay for this. You got to pay for this. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we got to look into that too, though. But I think it might be a couple 100,000 just to get into the industry if you're trying to have a dispensary. You know, it might be a little cheaper if you go to grow route, depending on how big your facility is to be
And
a,
it,
you know, to be a
and
grower or something like
it's
that.
probably like that if you're trying to go at the single route. What I mean by single, it's like, oh, I'm just gonna go and do this and do that. But if you're going with a team, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll look as that much. You may have a person who can flower good. You may have a person who can set your soil straight. You may have a person that can read the ins and outs of the legalization and the
Right,
laws of certain things.
right.
So it's if you get a proper team to go, you can tackle that down. And
Almost definitely.
they see people are teaming up.
Yep,
You know,
yep,
so it's like it's certain resources that's being used throughout the black community. Now, what I'm
yep.
saying that one like specifically, and the powers that be see that, and by it taking so long,
Yep.
or the procrastination of like just even like why are you putting out pro this, pro that, legalize this, legalize that, and yet nothing has pretty much happened. You
Hmm.
know, because I just seen something. Schumer
Nothing
been
has happened on the federal
on a
level.
federal level.
Right,
Yes. Yeah. And meaning that some criminal action can be taken if you having certain amounts of weed or whatever. And
right.
it's like you have people that's pro this legalization since 2018. Time
Yeah,
is steady going on. It's going on.
yep. I think. Look, Virginia. I think it was Virginia. They got something on they bill that they trying to pass to where if you get caught with a pound of weed, it's a $25 citation.
Mm.
That's
But and too, I don't know like how accurate it is. Atlanta, they saying you can have up to an ounce of weed in Atlanta. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But if you have that ounce of weed, it's still a misdemeanor offense.
Yeah. It's probably a lot of states that's like that. That's where the fine come in, the citation.
Yeah, uh, it's just people just got to get on the same page.
Right.
If
That's why I
it's
like the
pro
fact that
legalization, just
right,
make it legalized.
right. And then we can do everything else. And that's why I like the fact that Senator Schumer is doing what he's doing. He is one of the people that's at the top, and he's at the forefront of the push to get it to where it needs to be. And he's a person that can sit down and talk to Biden, you know, and make this happen, man. I'm gonna tell you like this though. Even though, you know, they coming out, you know, with the different news saying that, you know, Kamala and Biden might be reneging or this and that. I'm still like, I still feel like it's gonna happen. I still feel like it's gonna.
I still feel that way
too.
I still feel that way too.
Because it's gonna open up, you know, and we talk about this a lot, but it's gonna open up opportunities. And just you know, if you have a business, you might be someone that has a business making edibles or something like that, or just doing different things. And now, if it's legalized on the federal level, you'll be able to qualify for different kind of business loans, to where maybe you can go get you a brick and mortar, a storefront, you know, to where you can make your products and do different things and put yourself in situations, man. Because, you know, a lot of people got aspirations and hopes and dreams as far as that want to get into the industry. But it's just, you know, making it, you know, everything ain't easy, but make it a little easier for it. Don't try to make it harder. Yeah. Try to make it a little easier.
That's economical advancement on our behalf. And they just as you say, you know what I'm saying, they don't make it harder. And if it is harder, don't not just jump over the hurdle just because you see a hurdle.
Yep.
Find your way to get over that hurdle.
Yep. Yep. And that's just like what we doing, man. You know, our initial goal is to do a lot of things in this cannabis industry. You know, we starting out in the lane that we starting out in, but it's gonna get to where it needs to get to. We just taking a different avenue all the way to get back to that destination though. You know? So but it's gonna still come, and just gotta keep pushing it.
Yeah.
And you know, and making things happen.
What's it called? Steadfastness.
Man.
You gotta stay in the race.
Gotta keep it moving, man. Because it's gonna be a best way to smoke strain. Watch.
Yes,
Leave
sir.
that though. But look, back to the subject, the topic that we on. Prop 64 is the Control, Regulate, and Tax Adult Use of Marijuana Act, which became legal in January of 2018. You know, for people 21 and over to be able to possess small amounts of marijuana. And I say that to say, it's like,
I remember that.
It's been a fight for a long time. It's been a fight. Like, a lot of us are just being woken up to what's been going on for a long time. There's been a lot of advocates out there pushing since the 90s, probably the 80s, the 70s,
the 80s.
Like that. You know what I mean? And it's been a lot of people trying to push this to where it needs to be. And I think, like you were saying, though, in a little bit of a different way, though, but I think the fact that with the war on drugs back in the days, and them, you know, allowing to lock people up and put people in prison for marijuana, it just gave them something else that people in the inner city, you know, a lot of people in the inner city smoke weed. You know what I mean? So it was just another way for them to lock people up.
And if it's not smoking, it's not just the flower aspect of it. It's them edibles and things that's out there too.
Right.
You know, that's on that same line, because this is just one form. Yep. You have, because I see a lot of people outside of me just going and buying, you know what I'm saying, a gang of candy bars, gang of chips.
Yeah.
Weed infused.
Yeah.
It's THC infused. So it's not just to smoke.
They even got the candy bar.
It's on several different levels.
Look, they even got the candy bar with the shroom candy bars. For real.
You're trying to climb the highest mountain.
Man. But
no, but like, you know what I'm saying, it's not just for us smokers, you know what I'm saying? It's for the people that take them edibles and things of such.
The concentrates,
different ways
the
to
wax,
get blow.
The dabs, everything. It's for everybody that try to find their best way to smoke, and everybody that try to find their best way to eat them edibles. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But big shout out to Senator Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer. Shout out to you, man.
So So we giving Chuck Schumer a shout out due to the simple fact that he's pro marijuana. So we pro Schumer for marijuana.
Yeah. As far as on that end, yep, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Shouts out to Chuck Schumer for the marijuana.
Because like I said too, though, he's
For the legalization
for
of
the,
marijuana.
on the federal level. Because like I said, he's right there. He right there at the forefront of the shit. He right there, with access to the people that need to
Yeah.
change the shit over. So hell yeah, the fact that he's pro cannabis and he's advocating for it to be legalized on the federal level, and some of the reasons that he's advocating that is because of mass incarceration, it's because the war on drugs, because it's still dudes
And he's
incarcerated
against
right
that.
now.
And
Exactly,
he's against that.
exactly.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So look, we're gonna have another show about this because just to tap in it real quick, Jackie Lacey is responsible for releasing like 60, I think it was like 66,000 inmates so far.
In California or
Yep,
across the nation?
in California.
Huh.
I think in LA actually. But
So coming what? Coming up out the county jail, nothing from the state?
it's probably all that. It's probably all that. Like I said, we're gonna look into it a little bit more, but it just popped in my head, so I thought I'll speak on it a little bit because that's
That's
the kind of
right.
things that we looking at,
That's news to know. That's
yeah,
news to know.
yeah. That's things that we looking forward to seeing and that we want to happen. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. All right, the next subject we want to talk about is Bruce Beach. A lot of people might not know about Bruce Beach, but Bruce Beach, it was a black a black family that moved in and bought the land. So I'm gonna read off a little bit of information to share with y'all so y'all can check it out. Bruce Beach is located on the coast of Manhattan Beach, California. It was owned by a black married couple, Willa and Charles Bruce. In 1929, the white community used every tactic from using the KKK to scare them out. When that didn't work, they used eminent domain to seize the land to build a park that wasn't built for 30 years. Now, in 2021, the descendants of the Bruce family have an opportunity to get what's theirs, which is a dope thing, because that's some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah, yeah. And like how you say eminent domain, just you know what I'm saying, just to touch on it real quick. The definition that they do have for it. Eminent domain, the right of a government or its agent to expropriate private property for public use with the payment of compensation. So that's pretty much saying like whatever property that you have, if it's under an eminent domain, the government can come in and just like, you know what I'm saying, bully you up out of your stuff for whatever price if it's the property is worth so and so, they can give you less than what it is. If the property that they trying to use for like public use and they like really want to get you up out of there, they really trying to make this development, they probably can give you a high number that in your mind may seem cool, where you can like, all right, I'll take this and like get on.
Mhm.
But eminent domain is the process through which the government takes private property for public use in
Right.
exchange for just compensation. And that's what the definition was telling you. Like we'll come in, like we're gonna justify us taking this property with some money. So we can they'll probably even just sugarcoat a nice looking 4 or 5 bedroom or something in a so-called nice neighborhood with a little bit of money, and you may be thinking like, oh, everything is all good,
Right.
but it's almost hard to go against the eminent domain. It's a process that like it's rarely won. I don't even know if it was like ever overturned or not.
Right.
But
Right.
the only thing that you can do is like you could possibly fight the government on it. They trying to come in and take property, and all that like I'm gathering so far is like if you fight it, all you doing is just prolonging the boot.
Right.
And it's like they could probably act an even bigger asshole and be like, all right, we was gonna give you this, now we finna give you this, and
Right.
go on and get on.
And then
That's toe up.
right. And then like just like even the fact that 1929, a place where where black people was buying businesses and doing different things and buying land, because they wasn't the only family that had land. They was just the first to get the land though, but it was other black families that had land around there and stuff too. And just imagine what Manhattan Beach would probably look like now. It would be a lot more diverse. It would be a lot more diverse out there, and you would see different people versus seeing white people for the majority.
Cause I know if it was a black owned beach now, Bruce Beach, if it continued to be like that, like from 1929 on, I know it would have a certain historical presence to it.
Yeah.
And it's like
It
that'd
still
be
got it
like
right now, though. It still got it right now. Now that people was finding out about that, it
yeah.
definitely.
And I know for a black person, it's like go to this beach. That's a feel good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Tell my daughter, be like, man, this beach right here, this is black people bought this, black people own this. That's something to
Yep.
brag about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's most definitely, man. And just like to think back of a lot of the things that they went through,
Look,
man,
you
that's
gotta look
man.
at and another thing too though, you gotta look at the mindset of the brother and sister then. For you to buy land that's on a beach.
Yep.
Because it's like you think of a beach, you think about going to the beach. It's either you finna go chill with your buddies, friends, have fun on the beach. You finna go with your family, have fun on the beach. If you're a single woman, single man, you finna go on the beach, like work out, whatever it may be, which are all positive and good vibes.
Right.
So
Right.
the mindset that they had, it's like, all right, I can get this beach, or we can get this beach, a place where our people can actually come and just have fun, just
Right.
cut loose. We can watch our own, you know what I'm saying? We can just like, we don't have to worry about each other. It's like we can just be here in comfort.
Right.
And it's like that mindset was there for them to establish that. Even though it was taken, that mind frame, that mind track been there since then.
Right. Because they had like a little like a resort. And it make you think about what happened in what was that, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tulsa Massacre. The Tulsa Race Massacre took place on May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when mobs of white residents, many of them deputized and given weapons by city officials, attacked black residents and businesses of the Greenwood district in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And then it's like just while you read that right there, that's almost is pretty much stating every time that a black community has come together for economical progression, for us to like establish ourselves. There's always something to come in to try and destroy.
Facts.
How we were just speaking about,
Facts.
not to jump back to the last subject, but how how they're prolonging the federal legalization of marijuana.
Right.
That those are businesses that black people actually have physical access to getting and
Yep.
being productive with.
Right.
And that's
Yep.
something that'll give us economical growth again.
Right.
Only one area. And it's like that's something that, all right, a lot of black men has been locked up for, due to the simple fact they really know how to run the ins and outs of it.
Right.
It was
Right.
just a bad day, you know what I'm saying? I got caught up. Now, if you make that legal and we can use this same thought frame and do this legally, not hurting nobody, this, that, and other. We actually doing this in the proper aspect. That's growth.
sure.
from way back when. That's something that it appears as if they're trying to stump the growth because you're not giving it, you're not growing it. You planting the seed everywhere since
Slowing it down.
2018, since 2015, so on and so on. You've been planting the seed, but nothing has grown. All right, you made it legal and statewise, but yet and still there's certain repercussions to it.
Right.
So it's like it's almost that just crossed my mind once you read that. It's soon as you get a collective group of black people trying to come together and it's not robbing and it's not killing each other, it's not putting each other down.
They want to shut it down.
You don't want to see that grow.
Yeah, just like the Black Panthers, like it's all kind of stuff you could look at. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Yeah. It's a lot of things.
Anything positive, you do not want to see that go. But you edge on, you promote so-called black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? You'll rather show things of such than show we have like a class of black folks graduating from Yale or whatever.
Think about the music though, too. Think about the music aspect. How the majority of rap music that's out there, what is niggas talking about? Killing niggas, getting money, fucking bitches. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what we programmed and what we get and what motherfuckers listen to, what people tune into. And that's who run them record labels for the most part. Those the people profiting off of that shit though. So it gotta be promoted, it gotta be advertised. Who promoting it and advertising it and putting it out there? So it's like, man, you know, when you really look at it, you know, ain't nobody stupid out here. You know what's going on. And like getting back to Bruce Beach, I'm gonna go out there and check it out. I'm gonna go out there and check out the beach, take some pictures, you know, on the little land, and I'm interested to see if the family get it back, what they do with the land.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing that to my attention because before you brought it to my attention, I never knew of Bruce Beach. Mm-hmm. Now that I know that there's a beach that, and to my knowledge, they're the first and only black owners of a beach. That's something I like. That's good to know.
For sure, man. And it's like real close to the family getting it back. It's a bill that they supposed to vote on. The Congress supposed to vote on it. I hope it go that way, and I want to see how, because it's been what 90 something years. I want to see
60s.
Since the 1929.
1929, yeah. 60s is when they put the little so-called park up there.
Mm-hmm. 1929 is when they took it from them. Yeah. So, and it just make you think, man, like shit fucked up. You think about how far along, like looking at situations like Bruce Beach, and as an example, and other examples that we have seen out here, you think about how far black people would have been, you know.
It would have been majorly advanced because you have something to look at. You're not coming up seeing the local drug dealer or, you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see motherfuckers running around with pistols and all that. You're going to see something different.
We be on some Wakanda shit or something, you know what I mean?
Man, that's something great. Because it's like, not all, I'm not going to sit here and say all people that's in the hood want that. Right, you have so much talent, so much smartness within the hood. It's just there's no outlet that's presented for you to show it.
Right.
Now, if we had this like constantly shown to us, we'll know, oh, it is pretty cool that I can show this part of me. I can show that I'm brilliant here. I can show that I'm smart here. It's like we was all like really, like how you say we were programmed to be like kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like if that would have like gone like a Bruce Beach, like black banks, black hospitals, and all that, you coming up and you being a descendant of blackness. You see that? Of course.
Yeah.
It's a
Just like
whole
a lot,
different mind
yeah.
frame that's embedded.
Just like a lot of shit wasn't in the in history books. So just for instance, for me, you know, growing up, going to elementary school and middle school and shit though, to be able to see somebody that looked like me in the history books, that probably would have made me more interested in wanting to check it out and see what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip the way this world is programmed to kind of keep us behind. But it's like the way, like with social media and cameras and the internet and stuff like that, it's a lot of shit that gets exposed. And even with the things that get exposed, like Bruce Beach, it's still a lot of people that hate on that kind of shit though,
Yeah.
and still don't want to see it. But
And you
at the
just
end of the
wonder why. Like,
right,
why you don't want to see that advancement? Like, what are you so, I'm not even gonna say afraid of. Like, what is it that you don't want to see? Because you're just stopping it. Like, what is it? Why?
uh-huh, on the real. So we're gonna keep a close eye on the situation with Bruce Beach and to see once it get to where it needs to be as far as it's theirs and they own it, we're gonna touch up on it and let it be known and talk about it a little bit. We finna move the fuck on, man. Oh man. So look, moving on to the next subject. This is one that's real um, near and dear because it's a lot of people, you know, in the inner city that smoke menthol cigarettes, the Newports and whatever got the menthol in it, and that you know it
Pumps and
seemed like
all that.
yeah, yeah, that menthol, man. So we want to ask a question. So the question is like, we got some information we finna give y'all, then we gonna talk about it a little bit. So it's like, what is menthol? Menthol is an organic compound made synthetically or obtained from the oils of corn, mint, peppermint, or other mints. It is a way crystalline substance, clear or white in color, which is solid at room temperature and melts slightly above. What does menthol do to your body? Now, this is a trip right here, though. What does that do to your body? Make a nigga happy and hungry. You know what I mean? But so what does menthol do to your body? This one is a trip right here. There are calcium channels in cell membranes throughout our bodies, and that is why we can see systemic toxicity after swallowing or inhaling concentrated amounts of menthol. Serious effects include seizures, coma, and death. Menthol can cause eye and skin irritation. More than 480,000 Americans die each year from cigarette smoke. So that's not including just the menthol, but damn, damn.
Have you ever throughout your years been a cigarette smoker?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I smoked cigarettes probably for like maybe a year when I was like 19, around 19, shit like that, 19, 20. And then one day I was walking down the street and I bought a pack of cigarettes and I took a hit of one. That shit just tasted so fucking nasty to me. I threw that cigarette away. The next person that walked by me, because I was walking down the street, uh, I said, "Do you want these cigarettes?" And the motherfucker said, "Yeah." And I gave him the cigarettes. And I never smoked a cigarette since then.
So what was the brand of cigarette? Was it
It was
like a
a
menthol type
yeah,
brand?
yeah. It was a Newport.
A Newport. Yeah, it's like I don't know if you would consider it like a cigarette smoker. You know what I'm saying? But I've tried, you know what I'm saying, to smoke cigarettes. Keyword being tried. It's like it's too harsh. It tastes nasty. And it's like I never got jiggy with it. I
Yeah,
tried
that shit
Black and
is
Miles.
nasty.
I tried Black and Miles, not sure if it's menthol in there, like the different flavors and stuff that they have, but it's like I couldn't I couldn't get into tobacco.
Right.
Like I don't know why, but it's like I couldn't get into it. Like once I tried it, it'd
But
make it like
did you used to smoke swishers?
yeah,
Yeah, I was heavy on the swishers, man. And, you know, that's
I
tobacco.
was.
That's
Yeah.
like
And
tobacco paper too.
it's like you you know what I'm saying, you and another cousin, you and little Sylvie. You know what I'm saying? It's like even though it's like I smoke the vegans,
Yep.
it's like I don't like I wouldn't smoke out of I wouldn't smoke swishers and stuff. Like
Mhm.
if like family member or something like that, they got some bud or something, they roll it up in a swisher or whatever. We trying to smoke. All right, I hit it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I wouldn't probably finish the whole blunt with you
Right.
because I'm used to not the tobacco stuff. That I hit that shit. That shit, I feel it. I taste the difference. You know?
Especially now. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
now. Yep.
And
They fucking with the hemps.
and it's like yeah, messing with the hemps. It's like before I would use a swisher, even though like I me personally, I mess with the high hemps. It give you the blunt look without the blunt taste.
Mhm.
You know, so that's. But
Cause you
before I
ever
go
trip
to
off
a
like with the swisher sweet when you get down to that residue at the end of the blunt when it start getting smaller, that be tobacco and weed though.
yeah, and I was like, cuz we were sitting down. He was like my little bros. They was rolling the backwood. Some bomb. He was like, man, you might as well say you finna smoke a bomb and a black and mild all at the same time.
All at the
And
same
I'm
time.
like, I'm like, y'all little niggas is crazy. And that made me, it's like, man, before I even go to a switch or whatever, I get some papers. If I don't get that, it's like, I won't even smoke a blunt. That's why,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, I keep them, you know what I'm saying, I keep, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna even advertise they stuff like that, but, you know what I'm saying, I keep the little high hemps.
Mhm.
Shouts out to them. You finna get the best way to smoke hemps in a second.
Man, we coming. We working on it. We working on it. It's coming. It's coming, man. But
Yeah,
I'm
that
def.
that tobacco. Not to cut you off though, but that tobacco, it all it's a downer tool. You could say like Archon. Archon is one of the ones that like really heavily like use them. Like they can't go without it. Like, they go buy them 50 cents for one. They can't get the whole pack.
Shit,
It's
a
like
dollar for one. It's like a dollar now type shit. A
yeah,
dollar for
and
one
it's all
cigarette.
through it's all through the urban neighborhoods as they say, and it's like and the menthols affect you in a certain way. Like put it like they put it in areas to
Heart
where it's like it's most
disease.
used.
Yeah, heart disease. All kind of shit though that come from that. And it's like, you know, they put the flavor on it to make it not taste as harsh, to make you want to, you know, want to smoke that shit. And then once you get addicted to the nicotine, it's like you gonna think it's kind of
That's a double whammy.
it's kind of like a motherfucker that smoke weed, right? So like I know me, I used to find every excuse to smoke weed. I used to be like, shit, I'm about to eat. Let me smoke some weed. I'm done eating now. Let me smoke some weed. Oh, I gotta take a shit. Let me smoke some weed. You know what I mean? Oh shit, you know what I mean? Anything a nigga did, it was like I gotta smoke some weed. And that's how I be noticing a lot of cigarette smokers is. It's like motherfuckers be lighting up, That shit stink though. And I'm glad that they working on this ban to get this ban underway to where that shit is out of here. Hopefully it'll make people stop smoking the motherfucking cigarette.
So
You
and it's
know?
pretty much, you know what I'm saying, like you saying, like you with the band in the efforts to better the
Stop people
health
from
of like
smoking.
kind of people.
sure. Of just people in general, but for sure for black people because we're the most affected by it. So yeah, that's a fact. That's definitely the biggest reason.
So that's so in other words, that's best way to smoke is pro health.
For sure.
So yeah, okay.
Sure. I feel like this, man. If you're gonna smoke, find your best way to smoke with some good green. If you don't smoke weed, just don't smoke nothing. Get you a
Uh,
CBD pen or something though. If that's the case, smoke some CBD or something. If you
hmm.
feel like you got to, you ain't gotta smoke tobacco.
And that's crazy because I be finding my little best way to smoke, and I got the little key chisel, and
Mm-hmm. Everything.
hey, hey, hey.
Uh, but get this shit up out of here. Get this shit up out of here. Get this band up out of here. And yeah, we got some good. You think that was cool, or we need to keep going on that?
Oh no, that was straight.
Mm-hmm. What you doing? All right, I'm gonna say so yeah, we both pro ban that menthol shit, man. Get it up out of here. And if you like, man, like you be like, man, think about what you putting in your body, right? So thinking about what you put in your body, it's even with your weed, it's good to know who growing your shit and
Yeah.
who you getting your shit from. So you ain't got all that little bullshit on it, the little extra shit on it that that might
Look,
have you smoking some shit that's gonna have you fucked up in the long run type shit. You know?
look. Before we leave all the way out, you know what I'm saying? We going for the ban for the menthol, which is gonna mess up some type of flow for you cigarette smokers. And if it mess up that flow, and it's like you getting that certain urge or whatever it is, and it's like we trying to be pro health or whatever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
work out. Try to go and do a little quick workout to put your mind elsewhere. And it may take that menthol stuff, you know what I'm saying, somewhere different. And then it's like you're getting, you know what I'm saying, you're getting shape, you'll get
Mm-hmm.
guns, you know what I'm saying, like how Serpo Jr. got, you know what I'm saying? But like there's other ways that you can channel that little menthol urge.
That nigga said like guns and Serpo Jr. got with them bird arms. Yeah. And see, I ain't even gonna
Got yokes, one,
got
one.
yokes. What
I
kind of
got
yolk, man?
yokes,
Turtle
one,
yolks?
one,
What turtle
one,
yolks?
one.
He got the turtle yolks. See, I ain't even gonna hit you though, man.
Uh,
It ain't time yet for y'all to see that though. You know what I mean? It ain't time yet.
my
You know
nigga
what I
got the zingers over there with the cream fillings.
mean? That nigga said the zingers with the cream filling. You know what it is, cuz
Mm.
think I'm gonna have a 6-pack. You see that header right there though?
Cause I got the little pythons, cuz he got the pythons, cuz.
Yeah, shit. They got the little spitums, cuz. Yeah, they got the little, they got the hit 'em, they got the little hit 'em high, hit 'em lows, cuz. Yeah, shit.
Check
On
cuz
everything.
out.
On red. Look, they got the hit 'em highs, hit 'em lows on both sides, cuz.
You trying to get like Woody, cuz?
Man, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to. No. Woody got the gut though. Yeah, I got Auntie Barbara name tatted right here. I got Auntie Barbara name when she passed away. But yeah, fuck the menthol,
Huh.
man. Menthol ban, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't need that in our communities. Get that shit up out of here. And I'm hearing like it's some good things that the Black Lives Matter movement is behind. So they kind of behind this push, like putting pressure on the Congress to ban menthol. It's some places though that don't sell menthol cigarettes already though in California. I don't know the specific spots, but it's certain cities, excuse me, that don't sell the menthol. Check us out at www.bestwaytosmoke.com. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. Check us out. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the podcast on Acorn and Spotify. Big J.
Serpo Jr., hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend, baby.
It don't really matter what I smoke out of. Shit, I'm high as fuck. I smoke because I